Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hope you're all having a fantastic day. Outlaw Troopers Season 7 is here. It is live, and you can go ahead and jump in there and start playing. With every season of Outlaw Troopers, there are some big changes that you should be aware of jumping in here, and I'm going to try and go through all the major changes that have happened here for Season 7, just to give you an idea of what they look like, what you should keep an eye out for, and just how to maneuver around them. So we're going to go ahead and kick it off with one of the first items that you'll see when you log into the season 7 as far as the game goes. Normally when you go into a new season or you're playing the game for the first time, there is a tutorial that you go through, and you go through it at the beginning of every single season. It's kind of just a reminder. It's there for new players to give them an idea of how to get started in the game. It's great for new players, but for those of us that have been through multiple seasons, it's one of those things that you just try and skip through as quickly as possible. What they've done for this season is they've actually given us the opportunity to go ahead and skip the tutorial if you want to go ahead and skip it. I didn't get the screenshot or the actual process when I went through it. I was just trying to test out the game. But I want to make sure that you are aware that you can go ahead and click it. It's in the bottom right of your screen. It'll give you an option. Do you want to skip this? Once you click on that, it'll give this a little message. You go ahead and click on yes, and you get to skip through it. Or you could still go through it because you kind of have to do some of the stuff anyway. I ended up still going through the tutorial just so I could get the companions. It does take a few minutes, but the skip option is a nice one, and it's something that I think many people have been looking for. The next thing you'll notice once you get through the tutorial, or if you take the tutorial, you're going to notice some drastic differences with the look and feel of the overall game. That's a lot different than it was last season. You'll see the buttons at the top are completely different. Some of the menus have moved to different sections. So it is going to take a little bit of a time to kind of get used to the new look for it. For example, when you click over here, the first option would take you to this general trait screen, which is now under the Empire Management. What they've done is they've really just gone through and done a better job at categorizing and organizing the overall look and feel of the game itself. It's going to take, for some of us that have been playing multiple seasons, it's going to take a little bit to get used to it. But overall, it is a really good change because it's much more organized. Things fall in the correct categories, so it's just easy to maneuver around. You will notice in the bottom that it is mostly the same as last season. Last season, we had a big change with the bottom bar. That is roughly, I'm just taking a look at it, I believe it's 99% the same. The other thing that you're going to notice is down here, there is a new chat option. So you can go in here and chat with other people that are in the game. It's a nice multiplayer option. I'm going to go ahead and close that just in case anything crazy comes up in there. But you can go ahead and talk to different people. And there's also a category in there. If you have any bugs, you can go ahead and report them in the chat. So it's neat because now you don't have to necessarily go over to the Discord to talk to different people as you're in the game. You can go ahead and do it actually while you're in the game itself. So it's a nice addition there. The other big thing, or one of the other big things that you're going to notice, if you go over to the upgrade section, there is a whole new miscellaneous upgrade option that they have in the game now. So what they've actually done is they've gone through a couple of the categories and they've made some adjustments to it. For example, one of the things that they did make an adjustment for was the auto instant clear. You used to have the option of doing it 5 times, and it was just 5 times default. You couldn't increase it. You had it that way all season. This has changed. You start with a base of 3. You can do 3 instant clears, and then you can upgrade it, I believe, to 7. We'll jump over here and just double check this. Yep, you can upgrade it to 7 now. So you have the opportunity of getting 2 more per day than you did last time. You'll also see your daily bounties is also limited that you can go ahead and increase. Another significant one that you're going to see for some people, this could be a big impact. Your daily submission for basically when you convert your coin over to FGL, you used to not have a cap at all. They now have an initial cap of 5 billion, which I know for a lot of players seems like a lot. But there's quite a few players that are doing the 10 plus billion a day. So you're going to have to worry about that cap also. You'll be able to increase that. And it looks like there is no maximum for that one, which I find interesting. I don't think many people are going to be going too far above the 10 billion. but you have the option there to continue to go up that list, and you'll see a few other ones here too that you'll be able to upgrade. So it's the initial, when you first get in the game for the first couple days, you're gonna have a lower cap than you used to, but you have the opportunity to go ahead and upgrade it to a much higher cap that you were able to do in past seasons. The main things that I like is the instant clear, being able to go up to 7 for that. That's going to be awesome. And then also this didn't have a cap before, but we'll go ahead and be able to upgrade that too. So those are some more of the major changes that you're going to see once you jump into the game itself. Now let's talk about the functionality and some of the changes within the functionality themselves. First of all, the weekly challenges. You used to be able to do 3 weekly challenges per day, and then it would basically take whatever there. That has changed a little bit. You can do unlimited entries. So if you want to go ham and you want to do 10 a day, you can go ahead and do that. It will keep your best runs. So it doesn't just take, it doesn't take all of them. It doesn't take the lowest ones. It takes the best ones. So if you go ahead and you know you can complete this challenge at a super high score, but the first 3 times you just don't quite get there, you can go ahead and try it 3 more times. But keep in mind, it does cost 50 FGL every single time you go ahead and try it. So be aware of that. But again, you have the unlimited. So that is a big change that's there. A couple other changes that you're going to notice, if you go over to the Discord within the leaks section for Outlaw Troopers, you're going to see a full list of some of the adjustments that you can go ahead and check out here. I've been going through and I've been playing at least for the last 24 hours, just kind of get a feel for it so I can go ahead and really detail some of the changes that came out here. Encounters, the feel for it feels the same. It just feels harder. And I think they've done that on purpose so that you can go ahead and people aren't advancing as quickly as last time. Because I saw last time by the end of the season, there was people in the 70s range, which I think they're trying to kind of slow that pace down a little bit. So you do have to spend a little more time at the lower levels in order to level up your different areas in order to compete higher. The other big thing I've noticed is the overseers, not just for the end of each of the encounters, but I've also seen a lot of overseers within. So there's some encounters I've done so far where I've seen 2 or 3 overseers throughout the process of it. And they are tougher. A lot of them aren't being, you can't stun. They're essentially immune to stun now. You used to be able to stun them in the past. You can go through all the details. It just feels like they are a lot stronger overall, which is interesting to see. So there's going to be some adjustments that you're going to have to make as you're going through. I think many of you may have seen my strategy guide that I put together last season, where I put different gear sets together that worked well for me. I'm going to have to go through and rethink those. There is some additional challenges, and that's not just for the normal encounters, but that's also for the robotic encounters. They purposely made these tougher also for the exact same reason. People were just flying through the stages. Now they want to make it a little more challenging now that more people are getting higher and tougher gear. So that's what they're trying to do. It's still good for, like, you can still do the lower levels if you're a new player and you don't have all the special gear that a lot of people do. So you'll still be able to do the lower levels and the lower stages. They're just making the harder as you continue to go forward. Those a little bit harder to challenge the existing players. The players have been around a while. So expect that when you go ahead in there, you're going to see it's more challenging, both the normal encounters and the robotic encounters. So just be aware of that. So I've seen that a lot in the Discord as far as questions go around that. In addition, one of the new items, if you're not at all familiar with it, and one of the companions here gives you virtual mechas that you can go ahead into the planet section and go ahead and run. If you pick, highly suggest you all pick the Warrior Lion one. Where is it? Ooh, I'm all the way back here. I need to upgrade that a bit. The Warrior Lion plan is awesome, but if you ever go in here, the virtual ones, if you use the virtual ones as your mining for the life force, what they've done is they made a slight change to that now, where if you go ahead and use that virtual one and when it gets destroyed, you actually get 5 of the radioactive shards back now. So you're not just finding these in the encounters. you're also getting them from the virtual mechas that you can use down the road. So that's a nice little bonus that they give to you now, which is going to help out a lot of people, especially if you're starting to collect a lot of those virtual mechas through the companion that I just showed you. And then last but not least, what I wanted to show you is there's a brand new feature in the game. When you go through some of the encounters, actually every one of the encounters on the normal side, I should say every one of the encounters on the normal side at stage 5 and above, you're going to have the opportunity to go ahead and win these little new cards, the new hologram cards. They look like this. I'll show you the 3 of them. They look like these cards you're going to get from the different encounters. So you can go ahead and collect those as you're going through it. You also get them from the auto encounters. You actually get more. You get all 3 of them from the auto complete encounters rather than just the ones that you do manually. But what you do is you take these cards and you go over to, where is it? The daily auctions. And it's going to allow you to essentially use those cards to bid on different items. You'll see that there are 3 categories. If you go ahead and click on view the group, you're going to see that these are potentially some of the things that are available for you to go ahead and try and grab. What you're going to do is it's basically a blind auction. You're going to use these. For example, I want to go ahead and, because we're early on, I want 3,000 of these robotic artifacts. What I can do is I can go ahead and I'm using the blue ones here. I'll go ahead and bid all 21 of these. And it's going to be a blind. So it says that I went ahead and I bid that. I can see my personal bid for this, but I cannot see what the highest bid is, the hidden highest bid. It's nice because they actually give you the number of bidders that are in there. So you can kind of, for this one, you only have to beat 1 bidder. For this one, I had to beat 3 bidders. This is a 24-hour auction. So there's going to be a lot more bidders by the time it actually completes. But you can go ahead and do it for all 3 of the categories. I'm going to go ahead and take a look at this one. There's not many people bidding on this, but I don't think I'm going to win these. The nice thing about placing these bids for these different items is if you don't win the auction at the daily clear or the daily reset, you'll go ahead and get all those back. So it's not like I lose these just from bidding. What I would suggest is waiting closer to that reset. You can see that I have 20 hours, almost 21 hours left at the time of the recording. So there is very little chance that I'm going to win any of these auctions. But if I were you, I would wait closer to that reset. And you can do as many encounters as possible. And you can gain as many of these hologram cards or holo tags to go ahead and use as bidding. This wasn't the smartest strategies, so I wanted to put that caveat in there, but I wanted to show you it from a video perspective. So in the future, I'll be waiting closer to the actual reset. So those are the major changes that have come here in Season 7. It's a lot of UI, a lot of ease of use items, especially with the new format that are out there. Also, it's kind of bringing those seasoned veterans a little more challenged, but also giving the leeway for the new players to still be able to function and be able to do the challenge themselves. Added the auctions, adds a number of different things throughout the weekly challenges and so forth. So lots of changes like they always do. That's the neat thing about Outlaw Troopers is every single season they bring a new items to the game itself. And as you're all aware, the seasons last 4 weeks. So we have plenty of time. We actually have 29 days at the time of this recording, which we're essentially 24 hours into it. So there's plenty of time to go ahead out there and test it out. You can see we're actually almost to tier 2 for the prizes, and we're only 24 hours into it. So I'm curious to see if we'll have as much progress as last season. Let me know down in the comments below. Do you have any questions, any concerns, anything that you want me to go ahead and dive in a little more detail on? I hope you all enjoy this, and I hope you have a great day. I'll talk to you later. Bye.